What's going on, y'all? You already know what time it is. I'm Aaron Fields, your one and only host of Keeping It Real with Fields, and today I have the very special privilege of sitting down with our very own former Morehouse College basketball team, first all-conference performer, and current coach of the Morehouse College basketball team, Coach Whittler. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. I appreciate the invite to the show.
I appreciate the time. I need you to, like I said, give me some of that height so I can go live out my pro dreams. Shoot, you might put me on the roster, right?
If 6'5" or better.
In that case, I guess it's good we're in front of the camera. So, Coach, you've had a pretty good season. It's you're 14 and 12 overall, 11 and 7 in the SEAC conference, 7 and 5 at home, 6 and 5 at away, 6 and 5 away, and you have 5 games left with an up and coming game at Clark University, which you currently last what was it about a week ago? You gave them
It's
that
about
work.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
I was there for that game. You gave them that work. What is your message to the team in finishing out the season?
We haven't had the season that we're used to having, right? But for some, we've been doing well. We've won big games this year, so that's what kind of make this season pretty successful. Even though, as far as our standard, we're under where we want to be. But we just constantly preaching to those guys to stay focused. Let's try to win out one game at a time. If we do that, then we'll end up where we want to be, and that's champions of the SIAC. And so for us, it's just trying to stay focused, keeping guys locked in every day on the things that we teach them and we talk about every day, the fundamentals, being a good teammate, playing together, playing hard, all those things, and, just trying to take it one game at a time to reach our goal.
So, Coach, you said that you didn't have the season that you wanted to, but even in the event of that, you've had some notable wins, like you said. You beat Fort State. No, excuse me. You had a win over Howard on MLK Day, defeated Savannah State twice, Albany winning, like I said earlier, Clark Atlanta University. How do you keep the guys focused throughout the season?
It's tough, man, because at the end of the day, we're talking about 18 to 22-year-old young men that got a lot going on. As you know, Morehouse is not the easiest institution to, be a student at, but you just got to stay disciplined. It's all about discipline in anything that you do, and that's what we talk about every day in our meetings and everything. Whether it's a group meeting or individual meeting, I'm always checking on the guys to make sure that they're doing the things that they're supposed to do and staying disciplined. My head coach and mentor, who I played for and worked under, Coach Grady Brewer, always used to say, do your job. Don't worry about nobody else's job. Just make sure you do your job. And, that's what I'm always trying to preach to these guys. To just do your job and, don't worry about the things that you cannot handle. Worry about only what you can, control. And if you do that, then, typically you'll get the job done.
So, Coach, you said do your job, and so you guys have had a resilient season, had some notable wins and some notable losses. What is your message to the team, the players, and the fans when coming off of a tough loss?
When we come, just first off, is just stick with us. Keep the faith, continue to believe. That's what we got to do. I understand that we're not gonna win every game, right? It's just not how things go in life. You're not gonna have, a win every time. It's gonna be up times. It's gonna be down times. So when I'm talking to the Maroon Tiger Nation, I'm like, hey, listen, just continue to have faith in us. Understand that we out here competing hard, even though we may lose a few. Everybody's doing their best. And, that's all I can ever ask for anybody to do is do your best, forget the rest. And if you've done that, I can live with everything that happens.
Yeah, Coach. Fans is ruthless. I was covering the Clark Atlanta game, and
Absolutely.
and the Clark fans, they were getting on the Clark player. It was funny. The fans are ruthless. So, in saying that, what are your expectations coming up for the SEAC tournament?
All right, it's to win it, just being honest. I have no other thought in my mind outside of winning the SIAC tournament. This is the first year that it's going to be hosted at Morehouse College. The last year was hosted here. We actually lost in the championship game. And so I'm expecting, my first time as head coach for us to be playing in front on our home floor, our home arena, in front of our home fans, that we get the job done. But it's not going to be easy. As I tell my guys every day, I say the hardest thing to do is to win the championship, right? And we just got to continue to stay focused, man. We got to play hard. We can't let things get to us like officiating, miss shots, turnovers, miss free throws. We can't let that affect us. It's all about the next play. And if we stay focused on that, then, we should be successful.
So, Coach, stay with me. We're gonna go into the future. So, you guys, you guys won the SEAC championship, right?
Yes.
You guys winning that. What did you guys have to do? What is something that you have to do in order to do this? We had to play solid defense.
Yeah, well, defense is everything. That's first. I believe that you win games playing defense and not with offense because at the end of the day, again, another Coach Brewer quote: "If they don't score, we can't lose." Right? Eventually, somebody's always gonna score. I would always rather be up one playing defense to win a game than to be down one and have to make a shot. Right? Because that's just my beliefs. That's my philosophy on the game. When we won it, everybody was just locked in. We talked about it. We knew it was a goal. We wanted to win it for Coach because he had been to the championship like the previous 2 years in a row and didn't win it. And we just came out, competed at a high level, man, and was able to get it done. So, another thing I tell the guys is you got to want it. The coaching staff can't want it more than you. You got to be willing to put the work in. You got to be willing to put the time in. You got to be willing to follow instructions. And when those things happen, you'll give yourself a chance to win.
So, throughout the season, Coach, what are some standout players that have made an impact?
Well, I think this year, man, as far as every year, man, everybody's contributed to our victories. Of course, Cedric Taylor, who was last year's, he's the reigning freshman of the year. He's probably going to be an all-conference performer this year. He's had big nights for us. Jamonte Hill, transfer coming in from Georgia Tech. He's had big nights for us. Amon Decker, another senior, who's been big for us. He's had double nights for us as well. Chemeze KK, another senior, the little general. We call him Little Pit Bull, Little Big Man, right? He closed out the show last night at the free throw line. Tenacious on defense for us. He's helped us, win games. Omar Rowe, another senior, hit big shots yesterday. He's had other games where he hit big shots, multiple threes, help us win ball games. Jaden Gray, one of our prime on-ball defenders. He hounds guys, make them tough. He's hitting big shots. The Howard game, you can, give him a lot of credit for winning that one. And Clark as well, where he hit big shots and he stopped guys. So, we got a lot of guys that we depend on. Everybody has to do their job. And when they do it, typically if we don't win it, we got a chance to win. And that's all you can ask in this game is to have a chance.
So, Coach, like you said, each team is different every year, and your motto is do your job.
Yep.
So if there was one word to describe this team, what makes this team different, what would that be?
Well, this team, I would have to say resilient. They are resilient. We've had games where we lost two games in a row, but they never got down. We never lost 3 games in a row, right? I've seen teams in this league and just teams across the nation who got good teams. They tough. You'd be like, man, they got a good team. But it's hard for them to find ways to win. And so in tight games, they're not coming out with those victories because they're not used to coming out with them. Whereas, we may lose one, and if we lose that second one, these kids find a way to, be resilient and come back and make sure they don't get that third loss in a row and bounce back. And when even when you win a couple, lose a couple, if you got the wins in there, then you'll have some confidence, you'll have some faith and belief in what it is that you're trying to do, and typically you'll come win more games than you'll lose.
Well, thank you, Coach. Best of luck to you and the team, and thank you again for taking the time to sit down with me.
I appreciate it.
You have a good one, sir.
All right, thank you.